she started to play race tricks that endangered both my husband and my children.
Shocking! A white New Jersey woman repeatedly harassed her black neighbor and called the police to threaten him. The Hyatts were laying a patio at their home at noon on Monday when a woman burst into their home and demanded to see his permit.
Because you're attorneys, you know what to do.
Fried and Narinda Hyatt, both attorneys, knew they didn't need a permit to install a stone patio. But when they didn't answer her questions, she chose to call the police and falsely claimed they had threatened her.
Who pushed me 10 feet?
I didn't put my hands on you, woman.
Narinda said the situation had been going on for 2 years and that his neighbors had been harassing them since the color of their backyard lights.
If the police had come here and overreacted, I could have been.
So
the police did not do that.
When Montclair police showed up, they pointed out Susan's false allegations and asked the Hyatts if they wanted to charge Susan with filing a false report. But the kind-hearted Hyatts chose not to pursue the matter.
We don't want to wage war with our neighbors. We just want to be on our patio in quarantine backyard and, be at.
And sometimes a single phone call can become much bigger than the moment that started it. Across the United States, there have been real, documented cases where everyday interactions involving Black Americans led to police being called, sparking national conversations about bias, trust, and equal treatment. Those incidents have raised difficult questions about when law enforcement should be involved and how assumptions can affect people's decisions. In this story, what begins as an ordinary encounter quickly turned into a broader discussion about fairness, accountability, and the importance of looking at facts before making judgments. Let's take a closer look.
She is on the phone with 911 right now.
I'm rude and he's just threatening me
Look,
right now.
Look at her. She said I just threatened her. What threat? What threat did I make towards you?
I'm Elizabeth.
What threat did I make towards you, ma'am? Huh? This is crazy. I've never. I already knew what it was when I first got here, though.
Here she is 1 minute later trying to sound distressed so the police can come quicker.
What?
I'm shaking right now. Please.
What in the world is this, boy? I ain't gonna lie. I've never in my life had to deal with no bullshit like this. Never in my life.
Watch this video and let's talk about it.
So we're at the park on Sunday playing with Bubbles, playing with the football, and just enjoying ourselves. We were getting ready for the weekend. Then here come these two women coming up to me, asking me, am I about to leave because they want to let their dogs loose? And I told them no. She said, well, you're trespassing because this is private property. I said, well, if I'm trespassing, you're trespassing too, and the dogs are also. She said, no, the dogs work here and we work here as well. And I said, if you are a teacher and you act like that, I would never allow my kids at Van Dorn Springs Elementary. That makes no sense. So they're walking their dogs around, and really, I was about to go anyway, but they end up calling the police on me and my kids so we could leave. The police told them that everybody would have to leave.
I'm Dr. Michael H. Ford, and let's talk about what you just saw. A black mother was at a public playground with her babies, playing with Bubbles, throwing a football, when two women walked up and asked her to leave. Not because she did anything wrong, but because they wanted to let their dogs run free. And when she said no, they called the police. The mother's name is Judith Beatty. The playground at Van Dorn Springs Elementary in Garner, North Carolina is open to the public when school is not in session. Judith has been bringing her family there for years. She was not trespassing. She was not causing a scene. She was a mother watching her children play on a Sunday afternoon. But that wasn't enough. The two women told her she was trespassing on private property. When Judith pointed out that they were standing on the same property with 3 off-leash dogs, the women claimed the dogs worked at the school. Then they called the police on a black mother and her children, including a baby, for using a public playground. The police arrived and told everyone to leave. Not just the women with 3 off-leash dogs at a children's playground, everyone. The principal of Van Dorn Springs Elementary later confirmed that families are welcomed and encouraged to use the playground. The women were wrong, the police were wrong, and Judith was right every single step of the way. There is a term for what Judith experienced that day. Scholar William A. Smith coined it racial battle fatigue. It describes the physical and psychological toll black people carry from constantly having to prove their right to exist in spaces they are fully entitled to occupy, having to stay calm, having to record, having to follow up, having to fight for something that should never have required a fight in the first place. Judith's young son later stated, they called the police on us for no reason. We even had a baby there. Why would they let the dogs out? The dogs can bite a baby. What are they talking talking about. A child understood what two grown women could not. A playground is for children, not for deciding which families belong there. And no mother should have to fight that battle on a Sunday afternoon. Healing starts with Noah.
So, hey, boo. I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery. The desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids and black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better. We can't stand it. I don't know why that is. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, you know, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here. And then to say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior, white savior. Ugh. And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, oh, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway, but anyway, that's my thought. For whatever it's worth.
Very careful. Hold on. Very careful. This is what I said. I said be very careful.
Why are you disturbing everyone?
Why?
Who are you?
No. Famous. Are you a police? No,
I can go get them.
No. Go police. No. You just make an error. No. You just make an error. You know why? Because you don't have the right to hold somebody. There's a police.
You don't have the right.
Look. You see him? If there's a problem, he will come right away and handcuff me. But if he just say
that's what you want.
That's what I want.
Okay, no problem.
And by the way, listen, I'm trying to be nice to you, okay? Then
oh, you are?
Yeah,
You're trying to be nice?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Because you was aggressive already. You did not speak like a man. Because if you come, you stop me like a brother. You say, oh, my brother, excuse me. Why are you doing that? You have the right to ask me, and also I have the right to respond to you. But when you come with aggressive, it's not fair no more. Because you do not ask me polite. If you do ask me polite, then I aggress you, it's something different. Because you do have the right. Then if you come, you aggress somebody without not know what is going on. For me, it's not fair. For me, that is not fair. It should be fair. You question me. You have the right to question me. You have the right. You are in a free country. I'm not the animal. You are a human being. I'm a human being. My strength don't have nothing to do with you. I'm not here to fight you. So I'm not challenging you for anything. But you don't have the right to hold somebody. That is not good. That is not good. That is not good. Next time, ask me a person, I will judge you. I'm not a bad person. You know, everybody has a motive to die, but I'm not a bad person.
I got it.
Better you ask me, I will judge you.
Okay, you got it.
I don't disrespect people, I will talk to them,
Okay.
Respect is very important. But I don't like another person.
Okay.
One reason stories like this receive so much attention is that they touch on a history many Black Americans know all too well. For generations, Black families have described experiences of being viewed with suspicion while doing ordinary things, shopping, visiting public parks, entering their own homes, or spending time in their neighborhoods. Some of these incidents have been widely reported and have prompted conversations about racial bias and equal treatment. Many people argue that calling the police should be based on genuine safety concerns, not assumptions about someone's race. When people make decisions based on stereotypes instead of observable facts, innocent families can experience unnecessary fear, stress, and embarrassment. In supporting the Black community, means recognizing that black families deserve the same sense of safety, dignity, and respect as every other family. It also means remembering that everyone should be treated as individuals, not judged because of the color of their skin. For many viewers, this story isn't just about one encounter. It's about whether fairness truly applies to everyone.